So we get a nice Thursday throwback cover page with Little La and Corazon. That was good. And listen, ever since last week's chapter, there's a bunch of people that have started calling Bobbin trash. And I'm like, what are your measurements? Like, what are your standards, that allow you to assess his level of trashness? Because, I'm not saying he's not trash. He could be. But at this point, we don't fucking know. In this chapter, we get his bounty, all right, which is 105.5 million. So that technically puts him above Frankie, below Sanji, more or less in that level. And, okay, he puts the guards to sleep. That's number one. However, this is a question that I had. Did he put them to sleep because he was like Oprah and he was like, I don't want you guys to find out what happened here. I'm going to put you guys to sleep because I don't want to deal with the consequences. Or, because to me it seems more like he was putting them to sleep because I'm going to take care of this shit. I don't want you fodder getting involved. I'll take care of this. But going back to the bounty thing, and I can't believe I have to say this, with every bounty, people just jump the gun and just want to make conclusions. Bounties can be misleading in terms of power scaling characters. Just look at Usopp's bounty. Look at Chopper's bounty. Well, you know what I mean? It's you can't take that as any type of credible measurement. And so with this in mind, another thing is, if he was total trash, if Bobbin, let's say for argument's sake, that Bobbin was total trash, why didn't Luffy take him out when he was fighting the army outside? Bobbin was in the front lines there. It would have been easy for Luffy to take him out. The only thing we've seen thus far is that Bobbin got kicked in the fucking face, alright? He was sent into a wall by one of Sanji's casual kicks. And yes, that doesn't make him look good. I said that in the past review. And it's not like I'm saying he's a top tier dude. Okay, I'm not. But to say that he's a scrub, just based off of the stuff that we've seen, I don't know. I think it's a little bit too premature. So what I'm saying is just at least wait and see. And then we can make our judgments. Now, he does say something pretty interesting. I thought it was kind of badass, to be honest. When he says, I will fix this. Even hell's demons make appearances at Mama's tea parties. There's two scenarios that I thought about after I read that quote from Bobbin. First of all, it could be that Bobbin's really pissed off and he's planning to go all out against Sanji. In which case, Sanji's probably going to win. For Oda to give Sanji another L would just be massive, massive trolling. It would be very disappointing. And if you think about it, there's not a whole lot of characters that Sanji can fight. He's not going to take down a commander. Come on, let's just keep it real. Unless the power-up is fucking some disgusting shit that just makes no sense. All right? But yeah, I don't think he's taking down a commander. He would literally be surpassing Luffy's feat if he were to do that. And I'm pretty sure that Oda does not want to do that. He doesn't want to fuck that up. And so I think, he could fight Bobbin. And contrary to popular belief, I do not think it's going to be an easy fight. It makes no sense for Oda to set up this fight and then end up being a throwaway fight, especially since we're getting ready to leave the island anyway. However, there's another scenario that I thought of. When he says, even hell's demons make appearances in this bitch. I was also thinking that maybe he wasn't even talking about himself. So let me walk you through this. Bobbin is a bishop, right? So that means that he has some level of authority within the Big Mom hierarchy. So what if Katakuri, what if Commander Starch is so beastly? What if he's so fucking powerful that the only way to restrain him is to keep him locked up somewhere, all right? Because otherwise he would just fucking go on a rampage like Big Mom. All right, and he's like, oh no, we can't have two of these people going crazy, so we gotta lock you up. I'm sorry. What if Bobbin has the key or the ability to get him out of that room to sort of unleash or just break his chain so that he can go crazy? And what if he means, instead of meaning himself, even hell's demons make appearances? What if he's like, get ready, bitch, because I'm about to unleash Katakuri on your ass. Katakuri, wake up, boing. Intruders, boing. That'd be beastly as hell, all right? Imagine just hearing those massive stomps, boom, 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 slowly approaching Sanji and Luffy. That would be really exciting, especially because by the end of this chapter, we have Luffy looking like old ass, dried up Madara Uchiha. Now before that, you have this scene of Sanji walking in the rain, and he gets attacked by a dog, and I was like, wait, haven't I seen this before? And yeah, it's when Didn't the same thing happen when Sanji would walk over to where his mom was to bring her food, even though the food was absolutely disgusting? And wasn't there like a dog that attacked him? So I like the parallels there. I think that's a really nice touch from Oda, because it's like Sanji is walking in the rain to bring food to somebody that he really cares about. When it comes to the whole Big Mom bedroom scenario, the whole sequence felt very cartoony. It was very funny, but it did remind me of something out of like Looney Tunes and stuff. Like, oh, there's like a bear in the cave and we need to get, across, or we need to like, not wake him up to get some of what he has, and it's like the same thing. And it was really funny, but it did have that cartoon feel, that Saturday morning cartoon feel, because Chopper goes in there, he even sneezes, and he's like, oh shit. And I'm glad that like at least Oda made it a point to show that it was not easy to get Brook back, because I mean, this is a Yonko. Also, he also took the opportunity, which is something else that I liked, to show us what the Napoleon, the hat's ability was. He's basically a sword. That's Big Mom's sword, so that's fucking cool. And also, Prometheus, the sun, actually spits something out at one point. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what kind of is this acid? What is this? Also, I'm not really sure how Big Mom's observation Haki would work in this situation, or how it fucked up entirely, because she was confusing them for a fly. And it's important to realize that not everybody has the same type of observation Haki. We've seen that. I mean, just the fact that Usopp can see through walls and shit, like that's not the normal type of observation Haki. So I guess it varies from character to character. It could also be the fact that Chopper, Nami, and Kara didn't have any intentions to harm Big Mom, and so that's why she was like, oh, it's just a fly, whatever, I don't give a care. Like, or maybe, I just thought about something. What if, holy shit, what if their level of power and strength, like the people that were trying to get Brook back, is so low that Big Mom just thinks it's like a fly to me. Like you're so insignificant. Like I'm literally sensing a fly, and not because the characters are necessarily weak themselves, but because Big Mom is so high up there. I mean, she is so powerful. She is such of a top tier character that she literally can't tell the difference. Or maybe it was just like a fluke. Maybe it was just like something that Oda had to just like, just fucking find a way of doing because of plot purposes. Or it could be both. Also, Brûlé yells at her, and by the end, alright, when they find out that Brook indeed he pulled an Abu, he got the lamp, he got the Poneglyphs, all three of them. So that's fucking great. I did kind of mention, I think it was pretty common sense, that we agreed that he was going to store the copies in his skull, despite the fact that I think the argument was, how are they going to fit? Well, you can just fold them. It's paper, right? It's parchment. So he got the copies, and you see Brûlé and Diesel going like, what the fuck? So I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is they're gonna try and wake Big Mom up and warn her, like, or at least, sound the alarm that the Poneglyphs are now in the hands of the Straw Hats. Also, just a quick side note, what is up with Nami's facial expressions? Like, if you notice in this chapter, in the previous one, like sometimes Oda just draws her like with her eyes like bulging out. I'm like, what's going on? That's not something that Oda usually does with Nami, like make her like a more comedic character. It's funny, but it's kind of like, whoa, where's this coming from? So yeah, overall, I think I got the same feeling that I got when I read last week's chapter, which is essentially like, this is the deep breath before the plunge. It's like, shit is about to get hectic really, really soon. I mean, Sanji and Luffy are about to reunite. Bobbins is on his way there, I'm assuming. Big Mom, I think, is about to get woken up because her plans are about to fucking go down the toilet. But at the same time, there also needs to be a plan to sort of like mess up the wedding. So that needs to happen as well. I don't know if we're going to get a time jump for, the morning after, the following morning. That might be the case as well, and we skip the plan, and we just see it unfold when it comes to the wedding. I'm pretty sure that Sanji's going to tell Luffy, I would like to leave, I would like to go with you, but my sister is in danger. Can we help her? And Luffy's going to be like, sure. Let's go. And we have to stay for the wedding simply because we need to see the Tamate Bako box explode. Just from a very basic storytelling perspective, we need to see that happen. And also, we're not really sure what's going on with characters like Caesar, Capone, Peckham's. So we need to find that out before we leave as well. And finally, if there are any new guests that are going to be there for the wedding, they should be arriving in the morning. So I can't wait for that. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Comment down below with your thoughts. Thank you. Bye.